yesterday and today. Just because you're a playoff team doesn't necessarily mean you're a Super Bowl team. So we were going to play a game today. Is your Super Bowl window wide open, partially open, or closed? Here we go.
Miami Dolphins.
I'd say it's partially open. First of all, Tua did go 6-3. He'll be better. He is healthier. They added Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle. So one of their weaknesses is they're not really explosive offensively. Now they will be on the perimeter. They've also upgraded the offensive line. So this was a 10-6 team. They should be better at quarterback. The question is, what's the ceiling? But if they stay healthy, it's an elite defense, an elite special team, and now an elite receiving corps. So they are a playoff team that would need the right breaks. They're not going to Kansas City in a shootout against the Chiefs and winning, but it's partially open.
Speaking of Kansas City, the Chiefs?
Wide open, probably the most open. They were humiliated in the Super Bowl, so they'll be energized this year. They've reached the AFC Championship in each of the last 3 years. Mahomes is 25, Tyreek Hill is 27, Travis Kelce is 31. And they have the second most wins in the league since Andy Reid arrived. So it is wide open with a lot of excellent young players.
The LA Rams.
I think it's open this year. I do worry about their offensive line depth, but they've got stars. Cam Akers, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd. They had the #1 scoring and the #1 total defense this year. And they brought Stafford in because they thought they had a ceiling offensively. So it is open.
The Bills.
I think it's wide open, probably number 2 or 3 in the league. Listen, Josh Allen has improved every metric every year he's been in the NFL. They went and addressed their lack of a pass rush. Their secondary is good, but they can't guard guys forever. They got a slot receiver in Cole Beasley, a home run hitter in Stephon Diggs, and they are very well managed and coached.
The Washington football team.
I'm sorry, but I think it's closed. I just don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick is a legitimate Super Bowl quarterback, although I like him as a person. Their starting defensive line is made up of 4 former first-round picks. They will eventually get expensive. So either they're going to invest in the quarterback or they're not a Super Bowl team.
The Ravens.
I think it is wide open. Lamar Jackson has won 80% of his games. They're the only team in the league with a top 3 scoring defense in each of the last 3 seasons. He's 30-7 as a starter. Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews, Marquise Brown, J.K. Dobbins. They have similar aged players moving into their prime. So I think it's wide open, and I think the criticism of Lamar is unjust. He is 30-7 as a starter, significantly better than Tom Brady at this stage in his career.
How about the Green Bay Packers?
I think it's partially open. I don't think they're elite defensively, but Aaron's 37. Last year, he wants to play well. Matt LaFleur's 26-6. Devontae Adams is in his last year of his contract. So I think this is going to be a different looking football team in 1 year than it is now. I do not think they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I think Aaron and LaFleur and Devontae Adams and a solid defense in a dysfunctional division makes it partially open.
How about the Colts?
Again, big advantage here. They're going to have a home playoff game because the division is just a bunch of nonsense, so it is wide open. They ranked top 10 in both scoring offense and defense last year. Lots of win in their division. They're going to be hosting a home playoff game. A lot of it comes down to Frank Reich and Carson Wentz. Can they rehabilitate his career? I think they will. I think Jonathan Taylor became what they were missing in previous years, a home run hitting running back.
The Browns?
I think it's partially open. I can't see Baker Mayfield hoisting a Super Bowl trophy. He did have 11 TDs and 1 pick over his last 6 games last year. So I think Stefanski understands what he can do and what he can't, so it's partially open.
And the Chargers.
I think it's open. They have a rookie head coach in Brandon Staley, but the bottom line, they have retooled the team weakness, that being the offensive line. Herbert off a record-setting season. And by the way, the Raiders and the Broncos are still wobbly, which could potentially be 4-0 against those.
Big situation in Tampa after he left New England. The organization has been very open about giving Brady a heads up about what's going on with the team, who they're going to draft. So they also let him have a lot of say. And Adam Schefter believes that what Brady has now is what prompted players like Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson to be more vocal about their situations.
There's Tom envy across the league. I want to bring in who I want a voice. I want to say, I want the respect and love that Tampa has shown Tom Brady. And I want that championship. And I want to do it my way.
I don't think there's any question this is true. There's no question it's true.
It is true. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, if you're the leader and you're expected to go out and win the game, which is what we expect of Russell Wilson and what we expect of Tom Brady and what we expect of Aaron Rodgers, then you should have a say. I don't think they're asking to be GM. And I don't think that Tom Brady actually asks for that many things. I don't think Tom is in there like, we want this guy, we want that guy, sign this guy, pay this guy, that guy. I think his input is solicited and it is valued. And that has value.
Well, I mean, the one thing Tampa needed, if you recall, when they signed, was a right tackle. And they got Tristan Wirfs, and that, take everything else away. Our only question about Tampa was that offensive line is not great at tackle, which asks Patrick Mahomes, that's a tough space to be in. Once they got the Tristan Wirfs down, it was all icing. That we knew the defense had been good.
Right.
So, like, to me, the Tom's asks were after the right tackle was solved, it was sort of like, Leonard Fournette would be he's a veteran guy. I don't think Tom was asking for big stuff. I mean, Gronk is
who added value.
But I
Antonio Brown, who wouldn't have worked anywhere else.
But they didn't pay Antonio Brown anything.
Didn't pay him, and he added value, and he made it work. So, like, everyone will hear this and be like, oh, it's going to be a monsoon of everyone asking for whatever they want. Like, Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers are first ballot Hall of Famers who are both Super Bowl winners. Aaron Rodgers has 3 league MVPs.
Yeah.
We're not talking about some rookie that just rolled into the league.
Right.
Keep some perspective on the situation.
Yeah.
It's not unfair that they see what Tom Brady did, what Tom Brady asked for, which, by the way, worked out. It's not like Tom Brady asked for these guys and it was like an explosive disaster.
Well, watch when Matt Stafford has success for the next 2 years. There'll be some Matt Stafford envy, which is he gets this perfect offense, this near perfect offensive coach, big, very highly aggressive. I mean, if Matt Stafford rolls this year, you think Aaron was bothered by Brady. What if Matt Stafford goes Detroit to the Rams with McVay and a GM Les Snead who's constantly taking big swings? I mean, you can say what you want about Russell Wilson in Seattle. The Seahawks take big swings. Jamal Adams, 2 first-rounders. I think what Aaron's looking at, could we take a swing here? Could we take a big swing? J.J. Watt's available. Make it happen. So, and that's where I do side with Aaron Rodgers is his contemporaries are Rams big swings, Bucks big swings.
And it's paying off.
Yes, and so aggressive is winning in sports. Dodgers big swings. Warriors big swings.
That's why I don't understand the negative reaction to it. Like, is it a little bit of power that you're giving up? Yeah. But sometimes if you give up power or you give up complete control, you're giving it to somebody who knows a thing or two. They're going to elevate you. You think Bruce Arians regrets giving Tom Brady a say in the organization? I don't think so. They have a Super Bowl.
Right.
They're running it back again this year. Everything is not a negative just because you give up a little control.
Well, and the other thing is, I think about this. So Aaron's first 3 years in the league, Joy, he sat.
Yeah.
So, and Favre cost them a lot of money. Ideally, Green Bay would have moved off Favre earlier, so Aaron's first 2 years of starting, they would have gone into free agency because they weren't paying Aaron everything. The way Green Bay works is the longer Aaron is there and Jordan Love sits, you're wasting years of Jordan Love's tiny salary. So in a perfect world, you're playing it safe by getting Aaron and having him sit. But what the Seahawks did with Russell Wilson or the Rams did with Goff is they play the quarterback early. You're not paying him anything. So we always kind of honor Green Bay's patience. But the value of a first-round quarterback is Baltimore's not paying Lamar Jackson anything. Buffalo's not paying Josh Allen anything. So you can just go get players. So that patience by Green Bay, there's a cost benefit
right
here. You're that's why I say you're honestly, if Jordan Love can play
You're better off playing him now.
Yes, because
It's not. I shouldn't say wasted. There is a value to sitting